This is our latest commercial to residential conversion deal in Leicester. It's a textbook deal, and in this video I'm going to share with you how you can do deals like this in 2022. Hi, my name is Ranjan Bhattacharya. I've been investing and developing properties for the last 30 years. Regular viewers to this channel will know that I love commercial to residential conversions right now, and I believe it's the best investment strategy for 2022. This latest deal that we've done is pretty much textbook. It underpins a lot of the stuff that we teach and share with people how to do. So we've just exchanged contracts on this project. The plan is to keep the ground floor commercial, convert the upper parts into residential. It works very well on the numbers front. There's 30% margin, 40% return on cost, and we've raised private investor money to do this. And if you stay tuned, I'll share with you how you can do deals just like this in 2022. So let's break down what this deal is about. It's a former bank building, as I said. It used to be a nationwide building society. The way banking is done has completely changed over the last few years. You don't need such big banking branches, banking halls. That was on the ground floor. You can see from this picture here how big this space was. You don't need so many of them either. So bank branches are consolidating up and down the country. Above the ground floor banking hall was typically offices for admin staff, loan administrators, and all this sort of stuff. All those functions are now being centralized and computerized, and they're not required at such a regional level anymore. And that's one of the reasons why whole bank buildings like this are now becoming defunct and ripe for repurposing. When we look at repurposing a commercial building, what we're looking at is what is the optimum value that we can get out of every square foot of space. Sometimes the building is ripe for complete redevelopment into residential use. Other times, parts of the building are better off staying commercial, and other parts are better off being converted to residential. With this building, we're planning to convert or repurpose the ground floor as commercial units, and the upper floors are going to be repurposed as flats. If you know what you're doing, you can pick up these sort of projects with confidence. Confidence that you're going to get the outcome you need in the shortest possible time. Now, what we're relying on here is permitted development. Permitted development is a light touch planning regime which allows us to convert commercial space to residential space without having to go through the complexities of full planning permission. The great thing with permitted development is if you know what you're doing, if you know the checklist criteria that your site has to conform to, you will get your permission to redevelop that property in just 56 days. So that takes a huge amount of uncertainty out of the traditional planning process. Now, why is this deal such a compelling deal to do, and why am I so excited about it? Well, it's taking a load of space which is valued at commercial space and converting it into residential space. Now, what you tend to find is that commercial space is valued at a third or a quarter of the value of residential space. So if you can get permission to convert from commercial to residential, you thereby benefit from a huge uplift in value. One of the oldest sayings in property investment is that you make your money when you buy. One of the best ways to do that in 2022 is through permitted development, because by buying a property that's commercial and by putting in an application to convert it either partially or fully into residential use, you uplift the value immediately on getting that planning application approved. And that just takes 56 days to get. Now, if you want to do deals like this in 2022, you need the knowledge, of course. And if you're watching this channel, if you're attending my training courses in particular, we'll equip you with exactly what to look for and exactly the knowledge you need to do deals just like this. But you also need a little bit of funding. Now, the thing I always teach is that if you find the right deal, it's very, very straightforward to find the funding. Now, what do I mean by the right deal? Well, the right deal is basically a deal where the numbers work, the numbers stack, and there's enough profit in the deal in order to share that with a private investor. Now, you've probably seen me on Property Elevator, the Dragon's Den style pitch show where property entrepreneurs come along and basically pitch their deal to 5 of us property angels for funding. Now, if you regularly watch that show, and I'll put some links in the description, but if you regularly watch that show, you'll know that some people come along and pitch their property projects. They ask for funding, and the feedback they get is, look, this is a great deal, mate. It'll work for you, but there's not enough in it to involve an investor. And there are other deals that people bring to that show which are absolute crackers. There's plenty of profit in there, more than enough to share with a private investor, and those are the ones that get backing. Now, with commercial to residential conversions, of course, there is a lot of inbuilt profit, simply because commercial space is valued 1/3 or 1/4 of the value of residential space. That gives you that inbuilt profit margin. Now, if you want to know what specifically to look for, I look for 30% margin. I'm looking for a 30% margin in a commercial to residential conversion deal if I'm going to invest in it. So with this particular deal, the way we funded it was to put it out there to investors. I put this deal out there to a group of investors. We raised £1 million worth of equity to buy this particular project, and we raised that in 10 minutes based on the strength of the numbers and the quality of this deal. So in 2022, there are going to be abundance of these sort of opportunities. But if you want to profit from them, you're going to need the knowledge. You're going to need the knowledge about what to look for, how to go and find those sort of deals, how to fund them in the way that we've funded this deal here, and also how to execute those deals and come out of them, basically exit from those deals profitably as well. Now, if you want to find out how to set yourself up for an amazing 2022 in property, I'm hosting a number of webinars over the Christmas period. They're absolutely free, they're 90 minutes, they're live, and I'll be sharing with you in complete detail how you can set yourself up for a very, very profitable 2022. Just follow the link in the description below in the bottom of the screen, register and join me. This is an all-new web masterclass coming to you over Christmas. That's it for this video, and on this particular project we're going to be vlogging it in quite some detail during the course of 2022, starting with our very first vlog of our very first shareholders meeting, and we're putting the video out on that on Boxing Day. So if you want to be notified of all what's going on, make sure you've subscribed and hit the bell icon on this YouTube channel so you're notified when we upload those, and join me for the 90-minute live masterclass as well. High streets across the land are changing forever. Basically, there's an oversupply of retail premises. Shops are closing down, more are going to close down in the future. The government know this, and that's why they're introducing a light touch planning system which allows small developers to easily repurpose these buildings to residential use under a light touch planning regime called permitted development. Now, this is going to be the biggest revolution and the biggest change and the biggest opportunity for property investors that I've ever seen. And this is all coming into effect on 1st of August. So you need to know what's happening and what properties to look for to take advantage of these opportunities so that you can get in there and take that first mover advantage. I've got a 90-minute free masterclass to get you ready for August the 1st. Make sure you join me, click the link below. Whether you're a beginner or expert, we'll get you started.